Oh my god, that scared the bejeepers out of me. The pop. Was there fireworks going off in the middle of the day? Bizarre, but welcome back. More Cricket 24 content for you today. We love some dumb T20 action. It's just silly. It's for the memes. For the memes, Islamabad are going to bat first, which is the first time we're actually going to chase now in this PSL competition. As the side makes their way to the middle. All right, here we go. 1 for 37. Ball in hand, and he has absolutely dispatched me for 6. That is so disrespectful. Where is this ball bowled? It's on about 4th or 5th stump. He's stepping basically off the pitch to hit that. Outrageous. And then the DJ's cranking tunes out there. Nick that and catch it. And some. Why have I got a short cover? Maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway, do it again. Oh, tie. I think it's far. And it's 6. Oh, how is he? Yeah. Yes. Well bowled. What are you doing, fielder? Is that... Who is that? Cutting. Benjamin Cutting. Let the ball go past him, didn't he? All right, this is going to be a full toss. Right on the stumps. A dot. 14 from the over. Maybe I shouldn't be bowling in the power play. So we're back in with the ball. Next over. Power play's finished. Nice fielding. We're going to put the field out now. But let's get back to some of your questions that you guys had for me in a couple of videos ago, as we've got some fielders out in the deep as we just like power through these overs. One of the questions that was laid in the comments section was about the passion for cricket, right? And whether or not that is still in existence to this day. So I'll read it out in full. That's in the air. I think it's going to be 4 because the fielders are just complete and utter dummies. But basically, this is the question. It says, do you feel the passion and interest for cricket among people is dying down as time progresses? I'm 23 now, but I remember in my childhood when we used to watch even the bilateral series with so much interest, but now even the World Cup matches don't excite much. Why do you think the reason is behind this change? Now, I don't know where you're from. Could be Australia, but I'll talk as if it is from an Australian perspective. And it is that there is just, like, it's not necessarily just cricket, like, being of less interest, which, you know, could potentially be part of it, right? It could be less interest. It's less competitive. You know, there are less like top end teams in cricket. There's really only the big 3, which are Australia, India, and England. New Zealand, I guess, are kind of there in terms of being a competitive unit, and South Africa are pretty competitive at times as well. But outside of that, from an Australian point of view, anyway, like the series just haven't been as competitive. And this is one of the best teams we've had in a long period of time. Like since the super team of Ponting, Gilchrist, Warne, that era, this has been the next best super team. You know, Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Lyon have played basically every test match for Australia in the last like 4 or 5 years. Catch that ball and don't run over the rope when you do it. You know, so there's just been a lot of stability in the side. You've got Smith and Warner, who have also been some of the very best we've ever had. So it has just been a team of dominance. But in terms of the actual interest of cricket in general, there's going to be another couple of runs, maybe another boundary due to bad fielding. That's 50 up for Ashraf. But there's just so many more things that cricket is competing against than what it used to. Obviously, back in the day, cricket during summer anyway would really only have the tennis as its competition during January. This is Australian point of view I'm talking about. And then, you know, people go and doing whatever other socializing activities they would do. Whereas these days, like, there is so many more entertainment options that are easily accessible to everyone, which is why sport can definitely take like a back burner, and cricket especially during summer months where people are going out more, they're trying to socialize more. It becomes less of a priority. Same thing with like TikTok, Netflix, YouTube. They're all other forms of entertainment that you can go and consume and watch rather than watching a game of cricket, for example. So like even like my YouTube videos, right? Like I'm not just competing against everyone else on YouTube. I'm competing against, you know, you're always competing for someone's time to watch and invest, whether it's their time you know, playing their own sport or playing a video game by themselves or going out and hanging with their friends or, you know, exercising, going to the gym. All these different things are all ways that people are keeping themselves entertained. And maybe 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have necessarily as many available options to us, which is why it was such an important, well, not necessarily important part, but like much more of a prevalent role in your life. Also, you said you're 23 now. Like that's literally the point in your life where like a lot of your priorities are shifting. You may be like finishing up college or university, and you've got other things that you can spend your time doing rather than worrying about, oh, Australia playing in the cricket tonight, I'm going to watch that. So I think that's really the answer on that. It's a very in-depth thing to talk about. And it, you know, I probably didn't even give it the justice to talk about it like that. You know, to talk about it only for like an over or two, because there's just so much going on. Also, my figures are horrific. I haven't noticed. I'm hoping no one else has, because it's none for 53 off 3.5 overs, and that's going to be another boundary to finish off. Wow, so they're going to end on 191. Are we going to be able to chase that? I would not have a clue. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. If I have to bet, probably not. Oh, that was one of the worst bowling performances I've had. 14.25 runs per over. Horrible. Faruqi is going crazy, as did Shadab Khan. The Karachi 3 for 38 after 5.3. This is not very good from us at all. Very poor start. So anyway, I hope that answered your question about why like the interest for cricket is dying down. It could be like a personal thing for you. It could be, you know, just in general as well. No run. But still, I think the big things that get people excited, World Cups, the Ashes, series against India. They're the main ones that I think get people up and about. Anything else is really just like, oh yeah, it's just a bit more, it's just a bit predictable. Anyway, moving on. Next question. This one says, can England beat India? And they're obviously going over there to India in a 5 test match series. Oh, swing and a miss. Faruqi's bowled 2 overs, 2 for 2. Can England beat India? I don't think so. I think, and this is maybe also just a general vibe of where the England cricket team is. As a very biased Australian, love watching England lose. They played some terrific cricket in the Ashes. Like, everybody can completely understand the way they went about that series was different. It was unique. And it gave them their best opportunity to win that series. Like, they would not have won that series trying to play like Australia. They had to use Bazball. It was their best way going forward. And it almost won them the series. If it wasn't for rain and obviously the fact that they sucked in those first 2 tests. And the new ball helping them out in the last one. So, I feel like that might have been their best, like their biggest swing. And now they almost need to rebuild that test side again. Like, they've obviously got a few young players. Like, obviously for that Ashes, they had MOARRR come back in. And a lot of that team is, like, Bairstow, for example, edged. That'll be no run. Like, I just think they're on their last legs, a lot of that side. You know, they had Broad and Anderson play in that team. Where are their next lot of fast bowlers coming through? Are they going to give them opportunities in India? Obviously, Broad has retired now. MOARR's going back into retirement after the Ashes. How much energy does Stokes have in him? Like, there's just a lot of question marks around that side and the stability around that team, that it is going to make it tricky for them to be competitive in the hardest place in the world to play cricket, which is India. In India, you're competing against, obviously, one of the best cricket teams in the world at the moment, but the hostile conditions, the pitch conditions. This is in the air for a long period of time, and it is going to be 4 because the guy couldn't catch it before it bounced. So anyway, India are going to absolutely crush England, I think. It's going to be very difficult for England. Yep. Is there 2 in it? No. They're relatively small boundaries here. Oh, that's in the air, but I reckon it's 4. Oh, it's 6. That was actually the aggressive on-the-ground shot that I just played then. That went for 6. Because I didn't mean to hit it in the air. Back. Oh, that's a leading edge. Oh, it's a tight single. Oh, don't be a direct hit. Oh, my God, I got away with it. Run another one. Run another one. Oh, that's good. That is bizarre. But we got 2. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, it's just one. Just one. We'll put the dive in. Not necessary, but necessary. Just on England, let's keep talking about them. They can be my discussion topic of the day. I'll try to get through as many England-related questions as possible. And this one is, what did I make of the Bairstow run-out? And then where did England go wrong in the World Cup? So I'll first go on the Bairstow run-out, which was obviously a very interesting one. Completely within the rules. I personally thought it was very harsh by the Australians, but it was like game awareness, I think, was probably the main like takeaway from it. Was maybe Bairstow was just like not paying as much attention as he should have. It was a bit careless. I really don't know how to feel about it, because it's like, technically, yes, it's out. Is it a bit stiff? Absolutely it is stiff, but he's obviously well within the rules. And I know there's been a lot of back and forth about like, oh, well, England did this, Australia did this, Australia did this, England did this. Like, there's just a lot, like, it was a very hostile series between the two sides. So, like, there were going to be moments like this that happened. I think it obviously galvanised England and made them go out and play better cricket in the next couple of tests, because they were like, gee, like, they felt obviously hard done by. They were never going to, I don't think they were ever really going to win that match regardless of the position they were in. It was going to be very, very difficult for them to win. But the run out was just like, wow, it was weird. And like, I was in England at the time. I actually went to the test on that day, on day 5. I didn't get there till after the lunch break, so I missed the actual stumping. I was busy. I was working at Wimbledon last year. So I was there in the morning. I was at the tennis in the morning, and then I went to the cricket in the afternoon. I was talking with a couple of other people I was working with, a couple of other English lads that I was working with, and we were watching it on some guy's phone who showed me the Bairstow run out, and I was like, oh, geez, that's a tough one, because it's like, well, you can see it's out, like, it's clearly out, but it's just, like, strange, because obviously if someone's batting outside their crease and you do that, like, fair game, right? But if he was batting inside the crease and then you do that, this is another 2 runs here. What are we? 5 for 94. We need 100 from 48. I don't think I've got power to hit this. I'm only 22 from 20. Ashraf, give me a short one. Edge. Should be a single. So yeah, and the crowd was obviously hostile when I rocked up, and they were very much happy to see Johnny. Not Johnny. Ben Stokes hit a lot of sixes and get his 100. So that was great, but it's just it was a bizarre moment. I don't think you'll ever really see, I mean, you'll see some sort of controversial thing like that happen again. But yeah, strange series, man. And then obviously the second part of that question was, where did England go wrong in the World Cup? This obviously being the one-day World Cup. Number of factors went wrong for England. Obviously they had self-diagnosed fatigue from the back of the Ashes. I mean, Australia had been away for a long period of time. They went on to win the World Cup. That could just be a mental thing for them. Is if they're coming in going, we're tired. Like, if mentally you're coming in and you're not ready, which I think they weren't, that was clearly going to hamper them through that World Cup. And again, like, similar to how they're going to go in this upcoming series against India, their team is not settled. Their team was not settled. It was people who maybe should not have been playing. That's a lovely shot from me. Are you kidding? How is he taking this catch? Is he not on the rope? I'm out for 25 from 25. 26 for 25. Sorry, before we talk more about England, what is this? Oh, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. He's on the rope! His foot's on the rope! His foot is on the rope! Oh, controversy. So I think England's side in that World Cup, they just were not settled. There were people who were underdone coming in, and they just weren't prepared mentally for that series, for that World Cup. So that was really their own undoing, and I think they need a bit of a hard reset to just get back into it. Islamabad winning by 21 runs. Didn't get there in the end. Game done and dusted. On to the next. Well, this is good news. I just wanted to check the selection stuff really quickly here, because I feel like, I mean, I probably talked a lot in that video that this is probably going to be one video by itself, so I don't know whether or not we're going to need to play another game here. because I don't want it to be a 30-minute video. Nobody wants a 30-minute video, do you, of me talking nonsense? But our selection status, Big Bash, we are expecting selection. Huge. That's going to be in the Aussie summer. We're obviously already picked in the T20s for England and Pakistan, and still fair way off for the other ones, and expecting selection in pretty much every other competition. So in most major comps around the world, we are in it. We are in it. The only things that we're not a chance of, the 100, the IPL, and the Caribbean Premier League. Everything else, apart from playing for Australia, we're not doing too bad. We've got progress. You can see the progress. And our team at the moment for Karachi, our team Karachi is doing horribly in the PSL. So if that is the end of this video, I'm going to sign off. If it's not, enjoy another video. But otherwise, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.